Yo, this is Paradox or JuanSource.com, and I'm going to be bringing you a commentary on Ruska today. Okay, this is one of the most recent matches I played in the Civo placement tournament with the Optics, and it's going to be max rounds 12, so you guys are going to get quite a bit of material here to work with. And besides that, I want to go through some reference points with you guys. I'm going to be calling the bomb sites by radar, so the site I'm going to be playing is going to be called B, and the other site is A. Okay, and I'm going to be working the trail area mostly. You know, a lot of different play styles, opping, rifling, and as for T side, we'll get into that when it comes. So, all right, so let's get right into it. And you're going to see me here first round. I'm going to be, I'm going to opt for the op right away, and really going to go for, some aggressive control. I'm going to try to throw the other team off balance, kind of get in their face right away. So you see me scoped in, opping an angle. I'm able to pick a guy off. He tried to, maybe spot test a little bit, see if I'm opping it, and happened to run into my crosshairs, so he's dead. Anyway, so you saw another opper peek out there, and I'm going to switch angles a lot here. I have Clown helping me out, and you see me take a pretty aggressive shot there. I went out, I had Clown helping me out with the nades. I knew that guy was low, so I went a little more aggressive and kind of keeping up with what I wanted to do from the beginning, simply get in their face and let them know, that trail is going to be closed. They're going to have to fight for it. So right here, you see me playing a few random angles. Now, most of the time I won't play a spot like this. You see me, kind of left. I have no spot to retreat to at that point, and I'm kind of in the open. But the reason I did that at that point in time is that there were only one or two guys left alive. We already killed two at trail, and then, somebody else got a kill on the other side of the map. So there's only two guys left alive, and most of the time at that point I'm going to be in a one-on-one, sometimes in a one-on-two battle, but all I need to really do is get that one kill and I'm good. So that's why I kind of play that random angle and try to catch him off guard. So here you see me switching up a little bit. I'm going to go a little more aggressive. Didn't spawn anything. I was able to get a pretty nice shot there and right there too. So trail's closed once again, and right now I'm going to call, I'm pushed up trail, and there's no bomb spotted. So here I'm gonna, try to kind of move in between both spots. I'm not gonna push any further because, they can be anywhere on the ramp in the red room, or they could be down in the spawn, and I'm gonna be at a disadvantage if I continue pushing. Not only that, but they're gonna expect me to push. So if I'm down there, they're gonna be prepared for me. So I simply wanted to hold back and cut off that side of the map completely, stay alive. That's the most effective thing I could have done. So you saw me already, use a couple different play styles. First round, I simply straight up held my spot, held my angle. In the second round, I used that smoke. I pushed up and I went completely aggressive after that. So, already two different things done. So once again, this round I decided to take that same angle early. And now you see me scoped in kind of random angle once again. What I was talking about earlier is that, there's only one or two guys left alive. I'm going to be really effective by simply playing that random angle, being able to take that one guy down guaranteed, because he's not really going to get a chance to kill me. The only problem with playing random angles like that, like you saw me doing in that last round, is that when you have 3 or 4 alive and they all come at you, you may get that first guy, but then after that, the other guys are gonna, have an easy open shot on you. So, that's mostly effective, like I was saying, in those one-on-one, one-on-two situations. So this round, once again, pretty uneventful. We're a machine and mow cleanup, and I believe that may have been an eco round, and this is gonna play into this round right now, the 5th round. Because I'm going to play in a way where I don't anticipate the other team to have ops, and you're going to see me get picked off because of that. I'm going to make a mistake here and get picked early, but so yeah, I guess maybe I don't really know what happened. I don't know if it wasn't communicated that they're ecoing, but I guess I kind of could have figured from the quick kills that it was. So here you see me getting pushed off. That smoke we tossed earlier that I was using, that I used in round 2, helped me get out of there. You know, I got blind, I got pushed off my angle, and that smoke helped cover me and get me back inside. So now you see me kind of working a few angles around, and then Helix peeks out and kills me. Now, I was at a big disadvantage against an Opera the way I played, because I was simply moving around trying to cover 2 or 3 angles at the same time. Now, against an AK, that'd be okay, because it's a pretty long-range shot, but he did in fact have an op, and you see this is going to end up, you know, costing us around, but, you know, that entry pick, and then our defense kind of falls apart. But, so yeah, I guess I simply played in a way where I didn't anticipate that op, and, you know, I got caught off guard, so really not much more I could have done there. You know, I played in a way that I anticipated. I guessed wrong, and I paid for it. So, you know, everything in this game's a risk. You're gonna have to, you know, settle for the shorter end of the stick sometimes. So, once again, I'm gonna opt for the op again, and gonna play pretty standard, a little more aggressive this time, maybe a little more random angle than I normally would play. And here you're gonna see me, you know, get blind, kind of unlucky. I wasted both my flashes. Luckily, Clown's here to help me out. This time we're gonna double smoke that side of that little gap in the canyon. So that's gonna help us out right here. As I'm gonna get a kill. Somebody trying to run through those double smokes, like you see there. So you know that's a pretty good way to lock it down. That they're not gonna really be able to come through those double smokes. You're gonna be able to see them before they see you. So you know, once in a while it's good to throw that in there. Now, you see me playing a random angle once again. That's what I'm talking about. And that guy, Brewer, comes out really not expecting me to be there. He's walk picking. He may try to quick peek other angles, but since I'm at a random angle, he's not going to be able to anticipate it. And he walks right into my scope. So, you know, pretty textbook play on my part. And the round's going to end right here. So, I mean, that's a good example of an instance where, you know, that simply works. You know, the round's down to maybe 1 or 2 guys, and that guy's going to try to creep up and slow work angles. But since I'm at that random angle with an op too, you know, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill as long as I hit my shot. So that's that working for me there. This round, you know, once again, going to keep up with my pre-flashes. Going to pre-nade too this time, anticipating a guy coming quick. And I'm getting pushed off really quick this round. You know, Clown came to help me out, and even though I'm gonna, you know, miss all my shots here, I'm gonna explain this to you. Simply how I won that, pretty much won that round for us, or helped us win that round, is that I call that cannon or trail rush early, and Clown was able to come over, help me out, and as I was retreating, I tossed that flash into them. My nade early on did a lot of damage as well, and Clown was able to spray down 2. Garrett got the 3rd guy, and then War Machine was already flanking from the other site, and he came around them before they could even make entry into the site. And that's, you know, that's a key behind a quick call and a good call. You know, you call that trail rush, you call it early, and your teammates are able to rotate with confidence, rotate around their site take and take them out from behind. So, you know, that was that. This round, once again, I'm gonna be pushing up. I didn't really see anybody working it early. I'm able to take down Brewer, and he had the bomb, so I now have the bomb down end of trail, and I opted, even with low HP, to go for control of the bomb. Now, there's 2 things you could do. You could give up control of bomb and simply play passive. You know they're gonna have to. There's gonna have to be a guy or 2 that has to come over there, get the bomb, run the time down a bit, and then it's kind of on a far side of the map. They're probably not gonna go back to A, and if they do, you could kind of anticipate it. So maybe a better thing for me to do there with low HP, you know, 11 HP, may have been to maybe back off a little bit, let him get the bomb, you know, call the bomb down, and maybe spot down from a more passive spot. Since I have the op, I could have spotted down from further back and You know, had they gone to Canyon, had they continued with the bomb there, I would have been able to call it early and once again get that rotation pretty quick. So, you know, could have gone either way there, but I opted for control of bomb. I called it. The round ended up not really playing out for us. So, you know, just kind of unlucky on that regard. You see me here up in that angle. I saw a guy run across, so I'm kind of preoccupied. I'm waiting for that guy to cross back, and he simply, I guess he's sitting there. He maybe thought I wouldn't see him cross there, but he's waiting for a push. Since I've been pretty aggressive lately, you see me getting picked off. You know, I get picked off by Helix, he came from the other side. He came from the opposite side I was anticipating, and really caught me off guard. So I mean, there's not much more I could have done, you know, besides that. So I guess, you know, that was simply kind of unlucky. That guy waiting for the push over on the left side of that garage, and I was trying to really focus on that pick off, waiting for him to cross back, but he just sat there and sat there and sat there, and then the opera came over and picked me off. So I mean, really, I don't know what I could have done better there. Maybe, you know, I was too focused on the left side over there, and that opera was able to get a quick shot on me. So now, you know, not having too much success with the op lately, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, play with the rifle, and you know, using my own smoke once again. There's a lot of action over at the other side. It's kind of a deagle buy or sort of an eco, so I'm gonna push down the canyon. I didn't really anticipate anything there, so I'm gonna push behind, and it ends up they're coming back right now to me. So I'm able to take out 3 here now. After I get this kit, after I die there, you notice after I kill those first 2 guys with the Colt, I continued pushing. You know, I pulled out my USP and I continued pushing into the angle. Now, kind of, you know, the eco mentality, the team's going to be grouped up, and I knew they were coming back as a unit. I knew they were coming back, you know, in 3 or 4. So after I took those 2 guys out, had I tried to retreat, I knew that 3rd or 4th guy is going to try to chase after me. I knew he was going to try to, you know, get me running away, maybe reloading or whatever. So I continued pushing into the angle because most people won't expect that. You know, most people don't expect that sort of aggression. So I continued working into the angle, and the guy was moving out, and he wasn't really expecting me to be there. So he wasn't, you know, he was moving opposite to me, and I was moving into him. And not only that, but I anticipated the guy to be there. I was able to get the USP shot on him, you know, pretty easily. So I created an advantage like that for myself, you know, that in that scenario. So besides that, not much more to be said. This round, you're gonna see me die right there. And what happened there is I thought War Machine was actually like in the lobby area, so I pushed down those stairs, and not only did I anticipate him to be there, but I didn't anticipate, you know, my opponent to be there. So not only did I not expect him to be there, but I expected my teammate to be there. So when I saw him, he kind of blends into the wall a little bit, so I really hesitated on my shot, and then, you know, before I could realize it was Helix, you know, he shot me with the op, and we're going to end up losing this round. Helix is going to play it really well one-on-one here, get a few really nice shots, good nade work. So, you know, this is a 2-on-1 that we lost from simple miscommunication. You know, had I known War Machine was, you know, wasn't in the lobby and he was more in the site, I would have played that together with him. I would have played it completely different, wouldn't have gone for the one-on-one battle, wouldn't have isolated myself, you know, unknowingly, and, you know, we would have played it together and probably pulled that round off. But instead, you know, I ended up pushing into the guy, not anticipating him there. He was able to take me out, create a one-on-one from a one-on-two, and then he played it well and won the one-on-one. So, you know, that's a simple mistake that leads to a round loss, guys. So I want you to take note of that. I mean, keep your comms up and, you know, work your fundamentals right. And this round, I'm going to play a little more passive. You know, almost every single round I've been playing in that trail area. I opted to play more passive here, and you see me take down Bennett there. he tried to rush in, I guess, without his team and make a play. But you see us kind of playing a unorthodox setup. You know, Clown moved over to the ramp, and he's kind of working both sides. Garrett's pretty focused on the hull area, but he's also helping out Canyon. And I'm in the site, and you saw me, you know, take out a hull guy. I'm the main trail player, but I was able to turn around and take out the hull guy. So you see us just working rifles together, you know, 3 rifles in a site together, you know, using a lot of nade work here. And there's really nothing they're going to be able to do against us, because there's just so many of us here, and we could move around, we could work both spots at the same time. And, you know, you see me take out another hull guy there earlier, and Garrett take out a hull guy, and then Clown cleans up over at the trail. You know, so, you know, 3 guys in one site, 3 rifles. We were able to work together, communicate, and know where we have to be looking at a certain point in time, isolate the hulls, isolate the trail, and they weren't able to hit at the same time. You know, we kind of picked them off one by one. You know, picked off the trail. Me and Garrett working the hull, and then me and Clown working the trail. You know, so that was simply well played. So getting right into T side here. You notice another little fundamental thing I did there. I went behind the Mo. Okay, Mo scoped in on the ramp. You know, it seems like a really simple, really easy thing, but, you know, I went behind him so I didn't get in his way in case the guy peeks. You know, then Mo shoots me. The guy, you know, I'm pretty much gonna get killed if the guy's pushing down the ramp. So, you know, simply playing fundamentals and not leaving any holes open. I mean, it's really unlikely that the guy's going to peek right when I'm crossing Mo, but it can happen. So, you know, I mean, for that reason, I'm not going to take that for granted. Now here, you see me get picked off by Helix, and really not much I could have done there. He peeked out wide, got a nice shot on me, and Clown was able to get the trade because he was over on the left side. You know, I forced Helix to peek wide. Clown had a pretty easy shot to trade. So we ended up faking this somehow into B. I guess it was, you know, whatever we did there. Ended up losing the round 2-on-2. But, you know, so not much more I could have done that round. I simply got picked by an opera and forced to trade. So I guess, you know, my job in the round was done. If you can go 1-for-1 on the T side, create a 4-on-4, create what I call odd man, you know, any 5-on-4, 4-on-4, anything besides a 5-on-5, you know, getting even 4-on-4, 3-on-3 is going to be in the advantage of the terrorists on every single map. So anytime you could get a sort of, you know, get a trade like that, or get a sacrifice, you know, create a 4-on-4, your teammate gets a trade, you're going to be at advantage. So, you know, even if, you know, you sacrifice your life, you're going to be helping your team out either way. So this round, Helix pushes up and kills 2 of our guys at the hull. Now you see me, I'm going to try to get him, and I thought that flash would last longer and make him back off a little bit, but I guess he wasn't too blind and was able to push down the ramp and kill me kind of off guard. He's also working the stairs pretty nicely. You know, he's at that point when I'm fighting him, he's not only moving side to side, but he's moving up and down too. He has that kind of vertical movement because of the stairs. You know, he's moving down a little bit, so it's a pretty hard shot, and he played that right. I mean, he was at the advantage. He had peeker advantage. He was, you know, he was moving on 2 different angles. So that was that. I mean, I really had no chance against the guy. He played it right. So pretty uneventful so far. This round I'm going to be working the hull, and this round I remember, since it's pretty fresh. War Machine here tells me to post up at the angle, and I'm going to explain that in a second here why I didn't do that, but that's pretty funny right there. I'm able to take out 2. They kind of lined up for me, and so we end up taking out the hulls, guys. Now here, I'm going to put a big emphasis on not talking when you're dead, because I wasn't able to hear that hull flank because the people that are dead are trying to, you know, they're trying to help out. They're trying to communicate, and they're trying to, you know, they're trying to help out, but at the same time I couldn't really hear that guy flanking the halls, so you know that can get kind of annoying at times. And then I ended up dying to that guy because I didn't hear him. But as I was saying before that round, War Machine told me to post up at the angle. He saw the AWP, he ran across his angle, and then he wanted me to post up. Now I have an AK against an AWP, and that AWP's going to be re-peeking. He has peeker advantage. I'm going to be posted at an angle with an AK, kind of medium to long range. You know, that's a pretty hard shot. I'm going to have to one bullet the guy, so I ended up not doing that because I knew it was instant death. And then not only that, but War Machine wouldn't be able to get the trade on that guy because he was at a further angle to the left, and that AWPer would have re-peeked and killed War Machine anyway, so he would have gotten 2. So, you know, at that point, really not much more I could have done. War Machine was just kind of stuck where he was. Now here, you see me working the hall. I tried to push Bennett off his angle earlier on with the smoke and get up, but he fell all the way back, and with an AK, you know, fighting 2 guys on the stairs, really not a lot I can do. So once again, kind of a wasted round, not really much going on here. You know, I guess I played it fundamentally correct, but I ended up having to fight, you know, being forced into a fight where I'm at a disadvantage, you know, fighting the AWPer long range and then having his Colt support, you know, and me, you know, moving down, trying to peek the guy. Simply, you know, a tough fight. I'm going to have to pull off a really nice shot. Didn't happen. So, you know, that's that round. And I'm going to be going back to the A side over here, working the lobby. So, I'm going to go back to our little default setup here. So we're going to wait for Mo. I ended up not having the smoke. You saw us earlier smoking the ramp so we could get across. Mo ended up getting the pick, you know, instead of smoke we got a pick off, and that was good for us. So you know, we're down to 3-on-4 here, but you know, I have the bomb over at upper halls, and War Machine's able to get the last guy in the site, so I'm gonna be able to get a plant down here, and we're in a 2-on-3, I believe. So here I don't really know if the upper hall guy can be flanking or not, so I'm simply gonna take precautions and, you know, try to cover whatever I can. Now War Machine's able to take out a couple guys, and it's gonna be down to 2-on-1. I'm simply gonna aim-map that guy. 2 bullets. He wouldn't have won the round anyway, even though I peeked and played aggressive. Normally an advantage, and I'll kind of explain that later. You're going to see a situation where that's going to come into play. But normally when you're at advantage, you know, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, you don't want to fight the guy 1-on-1. You don't want to allow that guy to pick you off, because you're allowing that guy to play 2 1-on-1s instead of playing a 1-on-2. And you know, from the opposite perspective, if you're that one guy, that's what you're trying to create. You're trying to create 2 1-on-1s, or, you know, say you're in a 1-on-3, you're trying to create 3 1-on-1s where you can, you know, you could fight the guy 50-50 and then fight the next guy. So, like I was saying, you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want to let the guy, you know, if he's the last one alive, you don't want to let that guy play 1-on-1s like that. It's a big mistake. It's one of the most fundamental mistakes in clutch rounds that I see, is allowing that one person to fight people individually. Okay, so this round, once again, pretty uneventful. You know, the AWPer ended up getting across to that to those brick stairs. I didn't really anticipate that. We didn't really go over this map at all before we play this match, so you know, it's to be expected. A little disorganization, and you know, some things are not going to flow perfectly. So I got picked off pretty early there. We're going to end up winning this round though, so it's okay. That's going to be number 2. So we won the CT side 9-3. We're only going to need 2 more rounds, so looking pretty decent. Just for notes here, okay? For taking notes, I type my money 3-5. You need exactly 4,500 for a full buy as T side with an AK. That's a little handicap I got early in the round, 30 HP for Mo, courtesy of Mo. So this round's gonna be pretty messy. Helix pushes up the upper and kills me and Clown. So yeah, I guess, you know, that round simply continuing my streak of bad luck. But like I was saying, you know, simply for the money system, so you guys know, since I have nothing better to talk about right now, for T side is going to be 4,500 for a full buy that, you know, includes AK, full armor, and all your nades. Okay, all your nades are going to be 1,000. Your full armor is going to be 1,000, and your AK is going to be 2,500. So that's a good thing simply to keep in mind, knowing if you could full buy or not, and if you can't, even if you know, if you have 43 or something, you may want to ask for a drop. See if your teammate has a lot of money, you can drop you and you can get a full buy. On the CT side, it's going to be 5,100 since the Colt is 600 more than the AK. So simply little facts for you guys there to know. So we end up winning that round as well, even though we went down 5-on-3 early. Our guys were able to pull that off and you know, get little pickoffs. I guess our opponents played a little too aggressive individually. You know, they got a little excited, and even though they're up 5-on-3, like I was talking about, playing the advantage a little more conservative, forcing the other team to dedicate to his side or something like that. They decided to push one by one, or you know, put themselves in positions to get picked off, and we were able to win a 3-on-5. So that's going to be a pretty big round. This round, you saw me get picked off there, a guy behind the box. I hadn't been working the trail on T side. I normally do. That's, you know, usually what I like to do, work it with an op or with an AK. Since I play the spot on CT, I have a pretty good idea of what to do on T side, what to expect. So usually I'm working that trail area. This scrim, I really wasn't. That was the first time I went trail, and I had really no idea how they're playing. So normally I'd spam that box or toss a nade or something, simply as a precaution to eliminate it, you know, as an option. But that time we were kind of creeping up, didn't really want to give away what we were doing, and the guy just happened to be behind the box and random peeked me. Simply, you know, pretty unlucky on my part. So we lose that round. We're going to end up being on an eco here, and Helix once again, this upper hulls guy, is going to be playing really aggressive. You know, talking about bad luck, I just got TK'd. So, you know, one round I got naded down to 30, one round I got straight TK'd, and just the dumbest stuff happening to me this scrim, but it's all good. So I guess the only commentary I have about that round is that on an eco, when you're, you know, simply rushing a spot, I was kind of behind my other two guys, but that's a sort of, I'd say that's an effective bait. Okay, baiting in this game is, you know, kind of a hit or miss subject. You know, there's kind of a fine line between what's right and what's wrong. And there, you know, I don't want to run into the guy's spray. You know, I'm gonna force him to swing out wide and you know, reset his shot. And I was able to take him out. Had I, you know, kept running, I probably would have simply ran into spray and gotten headshotted. So this round, you know, I follow Mo around, killing stuff, you know, watching him kill stuff, rather, and once again, you saw me on that T-ramp, I went behind him, and right after I went behind him, instead of getting in his way, getting in his scope, he picked off the mid guy who decided to peek out. So, you know, who knows, that little thing, that little fundamental I was talking about earlier, you know, may have came into play there, and, you know, came up big. So here you see me plant, and I'm going to play a little more aggressive than I normally would. You know, I was kind of frustrated the whole scrim that I was getting pretty unlucky and TK'd and all that. So, you know, random peeked and getting picked off. So I play that a little more aggressive than I normally would have in a 3-on-2. But I got the shot anyway. You know, I felt confident I got it. So besides that, you know, that T side was kind of uneventful on my part. But you saw those little things, you know, I wanted to go through those little fundamentals with you guys and really make sure you don't take those for granted. You know, explain the money system a little bit, explain the advantages, you know, the odd mans I was talking about. That's really, really big in this game. And one of the biggest mistakes that most teams make is playing those odd mans incorrectly. So, you know, keep that in mind. You know, play those advantages, maybe a little more conservative most of the time. You know, don't be too static, but, you know, play fundamentally sound. Okay, on CT side, you saw me working that trail, and, you know, a lot of different play styles. You know, first round, I wanted to simply make them work into me, but still pick down. I wanted them to test me, and, you know, if they win, all right, you know, that's the risk I'm going to take. But, you know, me being a confident player, I'm going to make them fight me right in the beginning. I'm going to make them go 50-50 with me at best, and I'm confident I could win that battle. So, you know, you saw me set the pace early on, and from there, once you set that pace on CT for your spot, you know, you're able to win that initial battle. You're going to be able to control the tempo of the game a little better. You're going to be able to vary your play styles a little better and simply run the game how you want to run it. Okay, even if you have to do something different the next round, or you want to do something different, you know, be prepared to, you know, have a few tricks up your sleeve, but, you know, get in your rhythm, get in that tempo, and then, you know, run the game from there. And you're going to be most successful that way on CT doing that. So, not much more to be said. I hope I was able to help you guys here, and hope you guys got a lot out of it. Besides that, I'm gonna try to bring you guys a Contra commentary pretty soon here too. We'll see how that goes. So, guess for now, signing off. So that's Paradox for JuanSource right there. D Ruska. See you guys.